Good morning. I'm pleased to present the 2016-2017 Gladstone Regional Council budget, the first budget for this new council. The 2016-17 budget delivers my priority goals as identified in my mayoral election campaign earlier this year, and they are ensuring our region receives its fair share of state and federal government funding, increased support for community and sporting groups, and easing the cost to ratepayers by reducing operating expenditure. These and other major goals will be implemented while ensuring valued services and infrastructure are maintained and key infrastructure projects are funded responsibly. Council has already been successful in securing federal and state government funding assistance for infrastructure and initiatives that are essential or for great benefit to our region, which include $1.1 million for the new water treatment plant in Miriamvale, $3.5 million for mitigating flood impacts across the region, $700,000 for the Central Queensland Driver Education Facility at Burnett, and $4.6 million recouped Gladstone Area Water Board dividends. This is a big win and will fund vital water infrastructure across the region. Our work to secure state and federal government funding hasn't stopped there. While we are unsure of the federal election outcome at this point, it's unlikely to be known for another week or so. The Labor Party did promise $5 million for our integrated health precinct in Phillip Street, and the Liberal National Party has promised $20 million for the upgrade of Phillip Street, the duplication of the only single lane section left. So either way, regardless of who is elected in the federal parliament, the integrated health precinct at Phillip Street will now proceed. Another priority goal was to increase the support for sporting and community groups, and this has been delivered through an increase of over $500,000 of Council's community service obligations. A total of $779,000 will go towards community and school events at the Gladstone Entertainment Convention Centre, waiving of waste fees for community groups, sewage connections at sporting fields, and concessions for swimming pool lane hire fees for pensioners and sporting groups. As well as providing essential water infrastructure for the Gladstone region, the recouped Gladstone Area Water Board dividends will also go towards reducing costs to our local sporting clubs through further concessions. My final priority goal was to ease the cost to ratepayers by reducing operating expenditure. I'm pleased to report a $1.84 million operational expenditure reduction has been achieved, despite inflation of more than $3 million. The Local Government Association of Queensland reported a 1.9% increase in the local government cost index and therefore predicted a statewide average rate increase may be necessary. However, Gladstone Regional Council has succeeded in reducing its average residential rate charge by 0.72%. So in other words, per residential property in our community, we will be charging 0.72% less in rates. While the average general rate figure will decrease, rate prices for individual properties will vary due to fluctuations in land valuations. The division of Council's total rates income across the region is guided by the distribution of property valuations determined by the Valuer General. The Valuer General's land valuation assessment has resulted in a small portion of residential properties receiving quite heavy reductions in rates, offset by the majority experiencing slight increases. 71% of residential properties will experience a rate increase of less than 2.5%. This is offset by the 20% of properties that will receive a decrease by as much as 35%. We've done our absolute best to reduce rate charges for individual properties. The distribution of our region's land values and the fact that rates for individual properties will therefore fluctuate is unfortunately out of Gladstone Regional Council's control. What is in Council's control is the total general rate revenue we receive from ratepayers, and as I previously mentioned, we've reduced the average of 0.72%. This means we are delivering more efficient level service per residential ratepayer, and we're proud of that. Water and sewage access charges will increase by $10 in line with the local government cost index. However, water consumption charges and garbage collection charges will not increase, nor will the general rate for rural, small business, commercial and light industrial sectors. Our concession for pensioners, one of the most generous in the state, will continue. Our efforts to reduce costs to ratepayers required a critical review of our expenditure and a sustained effort across all sectors of our organisation to improve the bottom line. I congratulate councillors and staff on their commitment to this task. While our expenditure has been reduced, provision in the 2016-17 budget has been made for several major projects that will provide significantly improved community infrastructure and social benefits to our community, and these include $5.5 million bitumen resealing, $2.7 million to gravel resheeting of roads, $19.5 million in water and sewage asset replacements, $1.5 million to improve safety and reduce traffic congestion on Harvey Road, $1.05 million to the Central Queensland Driver Education Facility in Burnett, $700,000 for the delivery of a pump track at Memorial Park in Gladstone, and $300,000 for erosion control at Wildcattle Creek, Town of Sands. In delivering the 2016-2017 budget, Council has been successful in easing the cost to ratepayers and increasing community support for community groups through significant efforts of external funding and reduced expenditure. However, Council will remain vigilant in identifying areas in which it can improve its endeavours to provide effective and economically responsible services to our community. I look forward to working with my fellow councillors and council officers to serve the region in 2016-17. The key features of this 2016-2017 budget, in summary, is the return of the Gladstone Area Water Board dividends, which is over $4 million returned to our community. It's $1.8 million in reduction of operating expenses across our council operations, which has resulted in 0.72% reduction of the average general rate. Now obviously some people's rates will increase because of the significant reductions that other people have had in their land valuations, but overall as a council we have reduced operating expenditure, we have been able to deliver vital infrastructure and services, and we have been able to provide more support for our community and sporting groups. Thank you.